First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX and WIBX950.com.
Experience holiday cheer at Tanger Outlets with savings up to 70% off your favorite brands. From fragrances to accessories and the latest styles, discover the best gifts for everyone on your list. Save big at Nike Factory Store, Michael Kors, Under Armour, Coach, Polo Ralph Lauren, Kate Spade New York, and so many more. Unwrap the best at Tanger Outlets. Hundreds of brands, endless gifting options. Plan your trip at Tanger.com.
All right, coming up, Willie Waffle, and there's a lot out there right now. Even Davey has stuff.
I was just talking to him about something. It's the return of Saturday night's main event tomorrow night on NBC. Jesse the Body Ventura is going to be on commentary.
That's huge.
All right.
The things that excite you. I love it, Davey. The pure excitement of your love of wrestling.
Well, Saturday night's main event is Saturday night's main event. I still watch it on Peacock, and Jesse the Body Ventura coming back to the WWE is awesome.
Is huge. Okay. All right. We'll talk to Willie about that as well, coming right up.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Mike this morning, just a couple of quick comments here. Mike says, on Yankee fans, I can't believe they haven't run with this as of yet. Apparently, Andrew's half asleep. He's not thinking creatively. You should be saying, Andrew, the reason the Mets gave up a suite is because they have so many empty ones.
That's a good point.
And then,
thank you, Michael.
Yeah, and I'm torn as to which is bigger, Trump getting a second term or Jesse the Body Ventura returning back to TV. And he said, as soon as Davey started talking about wrestling, his mojo meter went from 0 to 100. And it's true. Willie Waffle on the line right now. Willie, good Friday morning. Actually,
hey, I hope
Good Friday the 13th.
Well.
Good Friday the 13th.
Right.
Yeah.
It's Friday the 13th. Oh, I should just stay in bed.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's not worth it.
This is the only, it's been over 400 years since this has happened, that a full moon falls on the next morning of Friday the 13th.
That's today?
It's been 345 years since it's happened, and it's today. I don't think that's true, but it is true that there's going to be a full moon, and it is
some point
Friday the 13th.
Well, is that why the aliens are stalking New Jersey? With their drones?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, I think it is. I cannot think of any other reason why. It's got to be military, don't you think?
Oh, totally. I totally believe that this is all top secret military, testing of new devices that they don't want anybody to know that they have. And that's why even other military and the local police don't know about it, because it's so top secret. That's my belief. Because I just think if they were being launched from some sort of ship out there in the ocean,
shooting them down,
and the Coast Guard would have found them.
I know. Yes. This whole thing where the military is like, I don't know.
Plausible deniability.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Deniability.
Yeah, it's. I think it's military. All right, we have a lot to get to. By the way, we have been watching, per your recommendation, the John Benet Ramsey documentary.
Yeah, three-part series. Yeah,
Willie, between the Menendez brothers and this, we were pretty crude back 25, 30 years ago. Like, we were like, oh, please, those two weren't molested. Guys don't get molested. We were also like totally the parents. They're on there whining because they lost their daughter. They killed her. I mean, can you imagine saying that stuff today?
I know. It's crazy.
You'd be in huge trouble today. But back then, it was different.
What really got me about that Ramsey series, though, was stuff that maybe I didn't know or I had forgotten.
Yeah, I agree.
They had a DNA test that basically said that it wasn't anybody in her family,
and they kept it quiet. Whoa. And they kept it quiet.
Yeah,
and then
quiet.
For me, I did not realize this little girl was so brutally raped, and
it's terrible.
I did not know.
Yeah.
And I wish I didn't know. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And to think that we were like laughing at these parents, they're over dramatic, and then just some like the thing Geraldo Rivera did was unbelievable. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that. No.
Geraldo Rivera here. I'll let you tell it, Willie.
No. I mean, Geraldo basically, on his talk show did a trial of the parents.
Yeah.
And based on what evidence?
No evidence.
Just using everything that had been in the media and everything that was being fed by the investigation.
Yep.
And it was really outrageous that they even tried to pretend that somehow this was a real trial. And it was going to get to the truth.
They even used the witness they used was a poor young now adult female who had been raped by her father. So their question was like, could a father rape his daughter? And the woman is like, oh yeah, yep, happened to me. You know he did it.
Oh my
and then at the end of the whole trial, Geraldo, this was terrible. They found them guilty. They found the parents guilty.
On the show?
On the show, yeah.
Oh my God.
Now, remember, though, this is a mock trial. This is not real. Well, unbelievable.
Wow.
That was awful. But we've been watching that, and it was the other thing that I think you told us to watch was Yacht Rock.
No, I have not seen that yet.
Okay.
I've heard it's really cool. I've heard it's cool.
It has so much rock music history in it. Even if you don't like yacht rock, you will love this documentary. It's really good. So you should watch it and let us know what you think. Okay.
All right.
I know you got a lot happening here, and now we know what happened to Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, this is actually a really amazing special that he did for Netflix. Like, it's kind of billed as a comedy special, but it's more of just a monologue, and it's Jamie Foxx telling us the story of what happened when he had that medical emergency a few years ago, and he just disappeared from the planet. And it's so emotional, and he is such a great storyteller that you just sit there in tears with him as he's recounting. It's already out there, so I can say it. He says, "Listen, I had a brain bleed and I had a stroke," and he says, "And it changed my life." Yeah, and he goes through what the recovery was like, what it was like to go to the hospital initially, not knowing what was wrong with him. Now how he feels about his relationships in his life and his family, and what's really important now that he's kind of seen his own mortality in the mirror. Yeah. And then he's also very funny. He does these great impressions. He talks about kind of the funnier side of the recovery and things that all of us can kind of relate to. It's very well done. This is like 3 waffles. If you get a chance to watch it on Netflix.
Okay, quickly, running out of time, my fault. Yep. Maria, what do you think?
Maria, Angelina Jolie is fantastic as Maria Callas, as we see kind of her life story, but the story is horrible. You can't follow it. If you don't actually know anything about Maria Callas, you're just going to be sitting there going, I don't get what's going on. I don't understand the story. I don't understand where they're going. I'm at 1 waffle for Maria.
Okay. Lord of the Rings and Kraven the Hunter, 2 movies in theaters.
Yeah, well, Lord of the Rings, it's an animated version of Lord of the Rings, kind of a prequel, a story that happens 183 years before The Hobbit. Looks really cool. It's got that Japanese animation style, but, storytelling, I think, lacking. 2 waffles. And then Kraven the Hunter, the worst movie of the year, 0 waffles.
Okay, 0. Wow. Do not go to see Kraven the Hunter. Don't do it. It's terrible. And then finally, I think this will be really cool, and a lot of people will be hopeful. Ben Stiller and Robert De Niro are talking about a sequel of
Meet the Parents, people.
Yeah.
If it was successful one time in the past, we're going to do a sequel.
We're going to do it again.
So, yeah.
I am out of time. I'm sadly out of time, but what I hope it happens. We'll see what happens. So, all right. Willie, you have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk next week. Thank you.